in 1997. Had some pretty severe injuries. My brain shut down my sympathetic nerve to my right side. One of the things I was really worried about was, when can I go back to work? Can I go back to work? And what is going to happen with me financially?
When someone is injured due to the negligence of security, they're frustrated, they're angry. There's a reason we have security. That's to take precautions, to make sure adequate warnings are set forth, to protect you. And so oftentimes, if that is the reason for your injury, you're very frustrated because these are things you shouldn't have to worry about. The first thing that we do at our firm when we are talking with that injured person who's been involved in an accident is to try to lower their stress level. And you just have to let that person talk to you. You have to let them know first that you're there to listen, that you're there to understand. And then we talk about, okay, here is our plan. Here is how we're going to get you back to where you need to be. Here's how we're going to make sure you are reasonably compensated for everything you've gone through and everything you're still going to go through. And so we talk about that plan, we formulate that plan, then we put that plan in place and try to assure them that you can focus on doing what the doctor says, getting better, spending time with your family, getting back to work, and let us handle the rest of it. Big mistakes to make, somebody involved that type of injury, talking to representatives of that store, that bar, that restaurant, a risk manager, somebody like that. They'll come out, and a lot of times what we see is they want to get a written statement from you right away. And they'll take that written statement, or they'll just ask you questions, they'll fill it out. Thank you very much. Our representative will be in contact with you. And you walk away and you know what you didn't get? You didn't get a copy of that accident report. Hey, I signed that. I need to have a copy of that. We're going to maintain it as part of our internal records. And it's difficult. It's difficult weeks and weeks and months down the line for an attorney to try to get those types of statements sometimes. They just disappear. They're just gone. But where they do go almost immediately is to that insurance company. And then what's happening? That insurance company is calling you, injured person, the next day or 2 days later. Well, I've got this. I'm very sorry about your accident. Asking you questions. Just going to take a little recorded statement. You're not under oath. I just need to get some basic information so we see if we can assist you in getting this matter resolved. And so you give that statement, without having at least consulted with an experienced personal injury trial attorney before. And then the next thing you get, more often than not, is a letter saying, after our review of the evidence and the surveillance video and this and this and this, and based on our conversations with people at the scene, we see no liability on behalf of our insured. We deny your claim, okay? Surveillance video. There was surveillance video. Now it's been a month. Now it's been 6 weeks. Do you think that still exists? It may, but it's very possible it's gone. And so your attorney that you're now talking to isn't going to be able to help you with that. The people we talked to at the scene, okay? Who were those people? Those people's names and numbers were probably somewhere on that incident report that was filled out or some addendum to it. And if you would have had that information and had an attorney involved early on, you could see and hear what those people had to say and not just take the insurance company's word for it. Because a lot of times these people, now they're gone. You don't know where to find them. And it makes life very difficult for you first and foremost, and for your attorney who's trying to assist you. In choosing a personal injury attorney, first of all, you need to have a personal injury attorney, not an attorney who occasionally does a personal injury case here and there. You need somebody who works exclusively, if not at least primarily, in that area of law. You need somebody who I believe is well respected, experienced obviously, but well respected in the community. Well respected not only by the judges and courthouse staff, but has the respect of insurance adjusters. You need to have an attorney who is not only experienced, but is willing to go to court and is willing to convey that, and who that insurance company knows this case, if it doesn't get resolved for a reasonable amount, will be tried by this attorney.
So the first time I met Gene, it was an instant ease, which is unusual in that kind of situation. He was very caring, very straightforward about what was going to transpire, and he made that whole process so much easier than what I thought it was going to be.
To the person who has been injured in an accident, who thinks they want to contact an attorney but feels like, I don't know that financially I'm going to be in a position to do that, the first thing I say is, within the personal injury realm, which is all I do, our fees are based solely on a contingency. You only pay me, our firm only earns a fee when we resolve your case, whether that be through settlement or whether that be going to trial and getting a jury verdict. And that is a percentage contingency. And you know what? If we don't recover anything for you, you don't owe us anything.
I would highly recommend Gene Vaught. He is an amazing person and an amazing, honest, caring attorney.